Good day and a warm welcome to the virtual stage of the World CIO 200 Europe Edition. I'm Sachta Khan, your host for today's remarkable journey into the heart of IT leadership. Just as we've successfully explored insights and breakthroughs across different regions, today's event promises a captivating exploration of the evolving tech landscape in Europe. We'll once again tap into the wisdom of industry experts to navigate through the currents of innovation. But before we embark on this insightful voyage, let's gather some inspiration from the CEO and co founder of GEC Media Group, Ronak Samantray.
Hi everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the delegates who have tuned in for the CIO 200 Roadshow 2023. Today we are in Europe. My name is Ronak Samantrak, co-founder and CEO of GC Media Group. CIO 200 Roadshow has always been special, and this year, after touring Middle East, Africa, Southeast Asia, we are now in Europe. And it gives us a great chance so that the CIO community can actually do the cross-border knowledge transfer. And we have seen that in Europe, there are great minds, and it gives a great opportunity and a great platform for all the C-suites to now network with each other. CIO 200 is never possible without our sponsors. So thank you, sponsors, for supporting us, for trusting us, and always pushing us to go to the next level. CI 200 this year is touring 50 plus countries, and after that, it will be having the grand finale like last year we did in Thailand, in Bangkok. So this year we're doing in Baku, which is in September 17th, 18th, and 19th. So please lock your dates because the chosen winners will be invited there. Okay. So I'm sure most of you know about CAS. That's a new product that we launched last year in the grand finale in Bangkok. And CAS is a CIO service which has gone really, really viral, especially in the end user community, where we talk about the CIO, the CISOs, and all that stuff. But the main plus point of CAS as it has brought the community closer. And when I say community closer, so where now they have a platform where they can share their pain points, what they're facing, and that is a counterpart, the same peers in some other country, or it might be in the same country who can resolve them and advise them. So I urge each one of you, please do join CAS, register yourself before it's too late. Okay, and I congratulate all the winners. Really well done, and hope to see few of you in our grand finale, which will be in September. So thank you once again, and you guys have a great day today. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. The stage is set and the knowledge sharing awaits. Let's dive in and uncover the cutting edge IT dynamics shaping Europe's digital future. First up, we have the opening keynote by Dr. Milan Kumar, the Chief Information Officer of ZF Commercial Vehicles.
Good morning, good afternoon, all. So, we have been hearing about the generative AI as a word quite often nowadays. So, today in my presentation, I will be talking about how we can create a business value out of the generative AI. As we are seeing the expansion of the artificial intelligence from analytical towards the generative, there's definitely a new set of opportunities that has emerged. When we talk about the analytical AI, so these are the algorithms which we are using to solve different problems or topics which are more efficient than humans. So this could be in terms of the segmenting of the customer, sentiment analysis, or we talk about the forecasting of a sales. But on the other hand side, when we talk about the Gen AI, so these are the algorithms that we are using to create a new content at par with what humans would do. Say, for example, generating an audio, a code, images, text, videos, And that's how multiple tools are also available now. It is also very important that we need to understand the overall evolution of the Gen AI models and the ecosystem which it has developed. So primarily the overall topic, we can cluster it before 2017, because until then, there were a lot of analytical small models that were available. And it was very easy to do analytical tasks such as classification, clustering, but it was not very well suitable to generate a task such as writing and coding. A period between 2017 and 2022 where there was a research breakthrough by Google, transformers, I will say, which allowed AI to reach a new height in processing large data set. Then again, between 22 to 23, there's the first showcase and the proven impact, where we talk about the improved quality of the data and even the compute becoming more cheaper. So when we talk about a Gen AI development, the first successes, it attracted a billions of investment into this particular topic. Now, 2023 and beyond, there's a whole new ecosystem which is now existing with different kind of commercial use of generative AI. And this is definitely heating up the competition in the market. So if you see traditionally, the Gen AI, it has transformed the world within the last 6 months. In this particular graph, you will see when in the past we were talking about the metaverse, so the max interest level was varying between 14, 15, that kind of thing. But if you see when we started talking about the chat GPT, it was almost 100, which is the max limit in the Google search interest. Gradually, if you have seen, the Gen AI has accelerated, and the application which is getting adopted widely. And there were some early successes that has contributed for this particular acceleration. When we talk about the images, so there was an AI generated image called Theater, the Opera Spatial, which was created by the Mid Journey. And this particular thing won the award in Colorado State Fair. Then we also had the chatbot or the chat GPT by OpenAI, which could answer and clear the lawyer's bar exam in the US. Then the code assistants, which improved the productivity by even more than 55%. Then by using the deepfake, for the first time, Bruce Willis entered into an agreement with a cell network called Megaphone to map a digital version of his appearance onto another actor in an advertisement. The generative AI is also disrupting different creative field, and there are more breakthroughs which are expected. So there are certain tools that could be the major catalyst or the drivers when we talk about the generation of within the metaverse. There are a different kind of high level music which is also getting generated through the music LM. The Google and Meta have been now showing different video which can be progressed, which can be created based on a prompt. Definitely, you see the way the whole things are evolving, where the large language models are becoming fundamentally a new interface between humans and the applications, which is likely to transform the large number of applications which exist at this particular time. As we talk about the adoption, there are already lots of technology which exist as a core. When we would like to talk about the Gen AI powered writing tools, so there are multiple like Creator AI, Word Hero, which is there. There are certain tools which are for the images. There are Gen AI tool for audio tools, video tools, the AI powered 3D tools. When we talk about different kind of chatbots, search engines, there are multiple tools which are already available, and it is contributing further adoption within a mainstream at this particular time. In terms of the overall business workflow, the AI, Gen AI is even revolutionizing it in a bigger way. When we talk about the automation, so here again, all kind of repeated tasks are getting automated with the help of Gen AI, which could further make the humans available to do more complex and strategic work. Within the creativity, now we can generate the new ideas, design, content, such as art, music, writing, enabling, which expands the creativity potential. Then we can do the data driven decision making. There could be a personalization at scale that can be done for customer, for employees, which can be done. Then we can also fast track now research work through the help of Gen AI. Then even the way in which the overall ecosystem is evolving, which is also helping us to create new kind of skill set or the job market which exists. There is also an impact of Gen AI across the industry. And there could be some examples that I can talk about. So when we see the telecommunications industry, so here with the Gen AI, we can automate the customer service. Here we can automate the cybersecurity part. Then when we talk about the healthcare industry, we can talk about the drug discovery, so how fast we can do that. There could be also the personalization of the medicines that can be generated through the Gen AI within manufacturing and logistics. So the whole complex supply chain can be predicted and can be visualized with much better transparency at this time. The robotics, which are more AI powered, can be learned and we can perform the task. Within finance, in the banking industry, as well as the tax admin part, more and more things can be now done through the Gen AI. Similarly, there could be other industries where it can be adopted, like for the targeted advertising, for the business strategy. And this is also helping the public sector industry for a better citizen development or citizen services, as well as for the automated task. Gen AI also has a big impact and fast tracking within the automotive industry. So when we talk about that autonomous driving, so Gen AI can be now utilized for realistic virtual environment. There's a virtual prototyping which is possible for the cars or the commercial vehicles. There could be also different kind of simulation which can be done for the noise reduction. We can also use the Gen AI for the predictive maintenance, where the sensors data analysis and prediction of maintenance that can be proactively scheduled to reduce the vehicle downtime. The designing and styling of the vehicles. There could be also the personalization of the driving experience. This can be achieved through the Gen AI. So as you see, there is definitely a big excitement about the Gen AI, and there are all the traditional corporates now getting engaged into different kind of pilot as well as the way forward. And this is definitely triggered by the big investment we see into this particular field where the big players they're investing more than 10 billion. When we see the venture capitalist since 2020, there is 425% increase in the money which is put into this particular topic. There's a huge big press coverage which is all about the growth of the AI, which has been always the media talking about. Then we also have a different kind of big research focus. So, be it for the fast tracking of the coding, as well as the AI research, which is on the Gen AI, has gone up drastically. We also see the adoption of Gen AI in most of the big organizations who are either into a pilot phase or they are scaling up at large at this particular time. It is also demanding that for a new entrance, it is again a large investment which is needed. So, what people can also do is rather than reinventing the wheel, they can definitely use the available algorithm, talent, computational power, and the data to visualize, to work on different kind of use cases that can help any organization to grow in a faster way. One of the core area which defines the future of Gen AI is all about the ethics and the robustness into this particular area. Because as we are progressing further, so we need to understand the transformation of the work. We need to understand what is the limitation in the creativity, which is brought through the Gen AI. We need to be ensuring the accountability and transparency. We need to be ensuring the ethical algorithm and the output which Gen AI is generating. And the most important, it's all about different copyrights which exist. And we need to ensure that there are no infringement in terms of the copyrights um, when we use the Gen AI. So, other key questions which shape up the future for Gen AI, the first, how big is the error level? And what is the acceptance within an organization? Or what is the limit of commercialization that we would like to do? Second, will these models be able to eliminate the inappropriate biases in the content? Third, what would be the threat of malicious use of Gen AI, like deepfakes, which we already see? So, how we can regulate it? Then we talk about the legal implications of training and using an AI model on data protected, which is copyrighted. Is it possible to copyright output from Gen AI? If yes, who owns the copyright? Then the most important, what about the personal data? So how it is getting handled, like different regulations like GDPR which exist. So how it has been taken care when you are training certain models or you are building up these models. So these are the way forward that we need to focus on to bring more clarity. And then even the adoption of Gen AI becomes more transparent and better for any of the organization. So if I have to summarize the whole topic, so what we see is Gen AI has seen rapid development in the past years and led mostly by tech giants. Prototypes are exposed to public in 2023. Large tech incumbents dominate foundation model. But then we also expect the application layer to rapidly expand on top. The data ownership and IP rights are one of the key open questions that will shape the future of Gen AI, the legal precedents to be set. Gen AI will affect all industry and functions, with most disruption expected in creative fields, customer services, and coding. To capture value from Gen AI companies, you must prioritize plays for fundamental shift and operational enhancement within their field. So, as we see the progress which Gen AI is creating and the different possibilities it is creating for an individual as or the organization, it is enormous and is definitely shaping the future way forward. So, with this, I would like to thank you. And if you'd like to see more work that I have been doing in this particular topic, you can always follow me on the LinkedIn. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Next up, we have a message from Venkatesh Mahadevan, the founding member of CAS.
My dear friends, greetings from the US of A. It gives me great pleasure to speak to all of you, and I hope all of you can see me. So this is Venki Mahadevan, and I am here to talk to you about CAS. If some of you are still wondering what CAS is, CAS stands for CIO as a Service, of which we all are an integral part. When I say we, I don't mean me and they. I mean we, you and me, all of us in this room and outside of it, in the different regions. If you recollect, about a year back, or was it October, we launched CAS at the exotic location in Bangkok, when all of us had so much fun and we went on stage and spoke about CAS. We had some great feedback. We launched a platform, and as we speak today, the platform is ready to enroll all of us. So if we talk about CAS, and if you ask me what does CAS do, CAS is a technology revolutionary platform that has been formed with the purpose of delivering technology-enabled solutions at a better price, great quality, by the subject matter experts themselves. Who are the subject matter experts? You and me, my dear friends. Yes, it's you and me. These are CIOs, or we are CIOs who have spent our life 10, 15, 20 years working for large corporations and have implemented excellent solutions. So it's time for us now to take out our ammunition, use the same for delivering effective solutions to our clients. I'm so excited to talk to you about CAS because when we started, we were in so many minds and saying, will this work? Will this not work? So many of you in the room had questions about what do we do next? How does it go forward from here? And as we stand here today, I am very, very delighted to let you know that CAS has moved on, and we have not only done some good work in the UAE, but we are also doing some great work with some of you in Egypt. We just formed an office in Saudi Arabia of CAS. You're right. CAS Saudi Arabia was launched a fortnight ago, and thanks to my friend Meheneshi and the others who supported us. So it's been a great journey. We are now looking at doing some work in Qatar. We are looking at talking to some partners in India. And I am right now in the US, and we're speaking to somebody who will bring CAS to the US very soon. So there you go. We are already talking of 3 continents, 5 different countries, and some really exciting work that's on the forerun. So please join me and support this platform. Let's all get together and make sure that we actually make CAS happen. It is good for you, it is good for me, it is good for the community. The idea is to build an ecosystem that can take us to the next level. It is no longer about you as an individual, it's about all of us. We are talking to some great partners who have shown interest. They've already told us, let us know and we will be on board. So I am, like other friends of mine, a very proud member of CAS, and I will continue to be. Let's take CAS to the next level and make it one of the most revolutionary platforms that the world has ever seen. So welcome to CAS, and here we go. Fasten your seatbelts and let's have fun, my dear friends. See you soon when we meet next time. Bye-bye.
Next up, we have Sriram Ganesan, Associate Director, EMEA of Kissflow Inc., for a keynote address on ERP orchestration with the power of low code and no.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sriram, and I'm Associate Director, Solution Consulting at Kissflow for Europe, Middle East, and Africa regions. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about process orchestration, which is a topic that is very close to my heart and has also evolved over a period of time as I've interacted with a lot of CIOs across the regions in Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And today I would particularly be talking about process orchestration and how do you handle that with the help of a low-code, no-code platform, right? So let's jump straight into it. I'm looking at the enterprise ecosystem today, and these are things that you would find often within your own organizations, right? First of all, there are plenty of different applications. There's an ERP, there's a CRM. You have a number of different point solutions to manage various different aspects within your ecosystem. If you, depending on which industry you belong to, you may have other industry-specific core applications. Like if you're in banking, you would have core banking applications. If you're in manufacturing, you would have manufacturing execution systems, so on and so forth, right? So any enterprise today is going to have a number of different applications in its ecosystem. And what that leads to is a lot of integration complexity, right? The moment you have more applications, it means that you will have to integrate all of these applications together to make sure the data flow is seamless. And that typically leads to a complex situation where you tend to integrate the more important and prioritize the one integrations that are more important to your organization, but maybe leave out the others that take a back seat in terms of priority because everyone is occupied, IT is occupied, business is occupied. There is no time to completely integrate all of these, right? And that kind of leads to poor end user experience because from a business point of view, it is not fully integrated. So it's partially integrated, which means they still have to manually re-enter data a few times. They are looking at various different systems to perform their tasks. So for example, if I am a manager to approve quotations, I'm looking at one system to review orders. I'm looking at another system to review invoices. I'm looking at another system. So it leads to not so good experience for your end users, right? Your business users. And that kind of pushes the whole cycle into a lower adoption spectrum because once the users are not comfortable, they're going to go back to using manual systems, emails, exchanging Excel sheets, Google spreadsheets, and so on, right? And that kind of pushes our IT leaders and digital transformation leaders in the organization to look at what can we do to improve the situation and maybe look at getting some other applications to resolve these problems. So this kind of ends in an endless vicious cycle where you have more applications and that kind of leads to integration complexity, poor experience for users, and then lower adoption that in terms leads to plenty of applications again. In order for us to kind of get over this as a problem, we predominantly have to look at two major areas to resolve, right? So one is how can we effectively create these different processes that keep coming up within our ecosystem? Because all of these processes may not necessarily fit into the different systems that we have, right? So there may be several processes that may fall within the purview of finance, but may not be part of the ERP, right? Similarly, there may be several other processes within the purview of customer relationship, but may not be catered to within your existing CRM, right? So the first challenge to be addressed is how do you easily manage all these new processes that keep cropping up every day, right? And if you try to manage these processes within your standard applications, then that becomes extremely time consuming. And by the time you automate these processes on your standard applications, the processes would have changed, or the process that you built in these standard applications are probably not relevant anymore. And also what happens many times is that when we look at automating these existing manual processes, we look at stopgap solutions like RPA. And what that does is that we look at, let's say, reducing manual activities at some point, but the end-to-end optimization of processes kind of falls through because you don't know whether the exercise that RPA did, whether the items that came to the bot came within SLA? Did the entire process follow the SLAs, follow the different practices that we put in place from a business point of view? We do not really know whether all of those different aspects were met, right? And that is exactly why process automation becomes extremely complicated when it comes to the entire process orchestration paradigm. The second major challenge is the orchestration of the workflow itself from different processes, right? So what happens when you try to orchestrate all of your different processes with a backbone of an ERP is that the ERP finds it very difficult to orchestrate these workflows because the ERP is a very good transactional system, but it's not really meant to kind of handle processes or orchestrate processes between these different items, right? And the other solution that sometimes organizations try to adopt is to see if we can have a low-code platform to do this. But if you pick a platform that again needs a lot of coding, that again needs you to have developers, and maybe takes 4 or 5 months to develop these applications or processes, then the entire advantage is lost because you could typically do that on the ERP itself. It may take 1 or 2 months more, but then there's no real advantage of doing this on top of like a very heavily code requiring platform, right? And that's exactly the two paradigms of the process orchestration problem, which is, first of all, you need the ability to create these processes very easily. And then you need an easy way to orchestrate these processes and push and pull data from different systems and the platform where the processes have been automated, right? So, and effectively, that's exactly what we at KISSFlow are trying to resolve with our process orchestration layer, right? Because we aren't looking at only one of these two issues, which is either process automation or orchestration, whereas we're looking at putting these two things together in one platform, right? So what does that really mean? So what that really means is that, first of all, within the platform, we identify what are the type of processes that need to be automated, right? So is it a predictive process? Is it a reactive or proactive process, right? So each of these process types may have a different way of different trigger points, different end actions, different way to orchestrate, right? So the first step is to identify the type of process. And the second is to be able to streamline all of these processes on the platform and put in place all the exception handling with an agile layer. And what I mean by agile layer is to be able to create these processes in a very easy, simple drag and drop kind of way, and also allow business stakeholders to be able to modify these processes or change the approval workflows as and when they want in a very easy fashion, right? And third is for us to be able to choose where we want to keep these processes, right? So we may decide at the end of the day that certain processes will remain in the ERP, certain processes will remain in the CRM, and then there are several other processes that will need to be automated on a platform like KISSFlow, right? So as a platform, we want to allow every organization to have this choice of doing what they want wherever they want, right? So we don't impose on you to say that these are the standard templates or applications that we have, and you're supposed to do all of this here. Otherwise, it doesn't work, right? No, you can do whatever you want on top of the respective systems that you have, and then kind of build all of the other ecosystem that you want to build in terms of automation on top of KISSFlow, right? And the last, but one of the most important aspects of process or workflow automation and orchestration is to be able to simplify the integrations, right? So the KISSFlow platform also comes with an inbuilt, fully drag and drop kind of an approach for creating integrations for both API-based or scheduler-based or webhook-based, and that you can simply create with absolutely no code required, right? Now, what that enables you to do is to create as many integrations as you want to all of the different systems with at most ease. And that's the other major problem for orchestration, right? Because orchestration requires you to perform a lot of integrations. And that's typically where organizations also face the challenge in terms of enabling a fully well-oiled, well-integrated application ecosystem. So this is a key factor within the way that we handle orchestration within the platform. So what does this orchestration layer look like? And what are some of those key factors that we should keep in mind, right? First of all, the ERP or the CRM or any other master data that you may have will still remain the single source of truth. So we don't replace any of those systems. We're trying to navigate processes, push and pull data across these systems to provide end users with a very easy way to complete their work, easy to use with both web, mobile, based UIs, tablets, mobiles, any device that the users would like to use, they can use to complete their tasks. And it also enables a very easy way to create processes and create integrations, and enables an easy way to scale, which means you can, once you've put on a platform, you can simply start adding more processes, more integrations to kind of expand the orchestration layer and have this change management process within the organization streamlined and take it slow, right? So you don't have to do all of it at one shot. And last but not the least, definitely, is the number of pre-built connectors and templates that the platform provides, which means you can use the pre-built connectors to connect with, let's say, the ERPs or the CRMs that you have, or let's say the work platforms that you have, and also leverage all the existing pre-built templates to quickly enable processes and to quickly enable integrations and go live very easily and very quickly, right? So that's the core of the orchestration layer. Now, Kissflow, if I want to take a minute to talk about what we do as a platform, we are a fully SaaS-based platform, and we have customers in over 160 countries as we speak, 10,000 plus customers and over 1 million active users right now. And we have several, enterprise customers, several Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 customers that are part of our customer base. And you can see that the list is spreads across regions, industries, and verticals. And that's typically because the ease with which the platform can kind of adapt to any kind of applications and processes that you want to build on top of it, right? If I talk about Europe, there are some really well-known names in this region that are using Kissflow for a number of different core applications for process orchestration and for citizen development, right? So these are some of our well-known customers in Europe, and the list is expanding as we know, right? Now, I'd like to specifically touch upon one case study or one of our well-known customers, McDermott. Again, McDermott operates on Kissflow in over 25 different countries, 10,000 plus users, and they've automated over 450 plus processes on Kissflow. And many of those processes are integration touch points with SAP, PeopleSoft, Office 365 for work-related aspects. And many of these have triggers and actions, right? So it's a full-fledged orchestration kind of a paradigm that is running on top of Kissflow. And effectively, this is not being created, mind you, within, let's say, 3 months or 4 months, but this is being created over a period of time, right? And that's the beauty of the platform, because it allows you to scale as you would like to expand on it, right? So if you look at the timelines, from 2016 to 2019 to 2020, they were able to expand to over 200 plus processes, and now there are over 450 processes. So expansion and scaling on Kissflow is never going to be a challenge, be it in terms of number of users or in terms of use cases or in terms of integrations, right? And most of this expansion has happened within internally by the customer, right? So they haven't really used any partners, or they haven't really come back to us every time that they wanted to build an integration or build a process, right? After the initial implementation and onboarding and training and handover, all of this expansion has been carried out by them completely within, right? So they've all done this through using their internal teams only, and that's a big success of the platform, because one of the key aspects that we'd like to see in our customers is to become independent, to become self-sufficient in terms of their automation or digital transformation journeys. So that's pretty much what I wanted to speak to you today. If you are interested in workflow automation or any other low-code, no-code related applications, BPM or process building, please reach out to us. Our contacts will be available with the GEC, our sponsors in this event, and please reach out to us. Have a great day, and thank you so much.
Next, let's hear from Awais bin Imran, the CIO of Unzer.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. My name is Awais bin Imran, and I'm Compliance and IT Security Officer. Today, we'll be talking about the rise of the power in IT leadership. Start with the introduction. So, in today's evolving landscape of technology and its impact on organizations, there is the huge demand of IT related things, which actually are driving the business and are adding a great value in the success of organizational business. So first and the foremost thing, I'll talk about the strategic alignment. So IT leaders are strategic enablers shaping the organization direction. So in every board meeting nowadays, in every important meeting, IT leaders are part of those meetings because they are heading the direction of strategies, and they are helping in the decision making, because in every single process of this digital world, IT is basically part of all the business processes. So when the IT leaders are empowered, they are taking the more better and data driven decisions to make business a success. Let's talk about the digital transformation. The role of IT leaders in driving digital transformation initiatives is to they adopt the new technologies, they bring in the new technologies into the old manual processes, which can increase the productivity, and it brings the return on investment for the board members or the investors in any organization. They are reinventing the business processes to make sure that everybody is productive. They are doing more work with less effort. So that's where the digital transformation came into picture. Let's talk about the innovation and agility. In every organization, there is this IT department which is continuously talking about the innovation, adding new things, and which of course is aligned with the agile methodologies of innovation, where they have to adopt things quickly. They do innovations quickly. They look for the opportunities and they adopt those opportunities to gain a success for the business. Now, moving on to the cybersecurity and risk management. So this is basically the most interesting topic, I would say, for me. So when we talk about the cybersecurity and risk management, so in every organization, since we are connected to the digital world and everybody is exposed to the outer risk. So in day by day, the risk factor is increasing, and the hackers are basically gaining more knowledge and more expertise as the time passes. So likewise, we have to, as a financial organization, we have to make sure that we are up to date, we are up to mark, and we are catering those kind of attack and risk. Mitigation of risk is also important. We have to identify the risk and we have to present those risks to the management and mitigate in the timely manner so that the business runs up and running. So the business is up and running, and there is no attack from the outside world, which is a hindrance in the organizational success. Data-driven decision making. So now the data is money, I would say. All the decisions being made in the strategies and in the organizations are data driven, which talk about the previous analysis of what happened in the past and how things have been going. So the data is being used by IT leaders in order to make, I would say, informed decision to make sure that whatever they are innovating, they are bringing onto the table is well informed, and it is going to be a huge success for an organization. So that's where the data-driven decision making is also helping the IT leadership. Collaboration. Everybody is well aware of, since pandemic, everybody has been working from home most of the time, and the digital collaboration has taken a huge advancement in IT domain, for any organization, I would say, for that matter. So overall, geographical barrier has become very less. Effective communication for IT leadership is important because they have to collaborate with the different teams sitting in the different location. As I'm part of the headquarters, and I have to coordinate with different locations in Denmark, Austria, and Luxembourg, where we talk about different things and we collaborate on things digitally, and we can talk on different solutions for different kind of issues, which is just digital collaboration, and we get it through. All right, let's talk about the regulatory compliance. So in any organization, in any geographical location, there are some international laws applicable and there are some local laws which we have to abide by. So these regulatory compliance is basically important to ensure that the organization avoid any kind of damage to their reputation or any kind of legal penalties or those kind of things. So they have to abide by the controls and the laws which are applicable to them, and IT leadership is helping to implement those controls across the organization in different domains. For example, the development, the changes, any new innovation, relationship with the partners, vendors, and also the risk management methodologies. This would be the last slide, where I'll conclude. The IT leaders play a crucial role in the rise of power in any organization, because without having them on board, the decision making is difficult and the strategic alignment is difficult in nowadays where everything is being digitalized and adapting to the changing landscapes of technology and business. So since everything is changing very quickly, very fast, so that's why the agility of IT leadership is important, where they have the power to take decisions abruptly without any long bureaucratic processes. And then again, yes, IT leadership is shaping the future of the organization with an alignment of security and compliance and digital transformation. So my last slide would be question and answer session. So I'll proceed with the last slide, which is thank you.
Now we have a short message by Jayakumar Mohanachandran, Chief Research Officer of CAS.
Hello friends, today I'm here to introduce you RAS, which is nothing other than Research as a Service. So I'm sure that you are all very familiar with CAS, which is CIO as a Service, and we were all very excited to be a part of that. So RAS is nothing other than research division of CAS, and what it does is we create content which is fueled by experts for the experts. So how we work, we have various different models. We work directly with end customers. We work with partners to find out what their end customers really need out of any particular product or service. We also work with major principals to analyze their market sentiments, the go-to-market strategy, feedback about any of the product or services, so on and so forth. And how it differentiates, it's because you and me are a part of that. We are the ones who will be driving this research rather than any generic crowd who will be doing or who will be a part of this research. So basically, there will be vertical heads. We'll have CIOs or technology leaders who is ranging from every single industry that we talk about. And we'll have project managers who will be coordinating these researches based on the requirements. And we'll have analysts who will be writing the white papers, preparing and collecting the data points and preparing the outputs and the reports based on the research, what we do. So that's something which is very, very exciting. And we look forward to have a complete experimental and simulated data collection model by using automated tools and processes by which our data collection will happen across different levels of the industry. We offer complementary support for all our customers who come to RAS, and there will be a single point of contact for all the research or market strategies. We have a very focused approach. We have special interest groups that focused on each industry. and basically to ensure that the content what we create will be more precise. We also have a well-architected framework by which the industry standard research contents are created based on the customer needs that helps for immediate consumption. So that's it all about RAS. My dear friends, here we go, and welcome you all to RAS. Thank you so much.
It's time for the most awaited part of the event, the CIO Awards, which highlight and celebrate IT leadership around the world. First up, let's look at the winners from Germany. The first winner, winning in the Next Gen category, is Alessandro De Luca from Merck. The next winner, also from Germany, also in the Next Gen category, is Awais bin Imran from Unzer. The last but definitely not the least winner from Germany is Marvin D'Souza from Deber Education Group, winning in the Legend category. Next up, we have Netherlands. Winning in the Next Gen category is Arnoud van Petersen from the National Cybersecurity Center of the Netherlands. Finally, from Switzerland, winning in the Legend category is Dr. Milan Kumar from ZF Commercial Vehicles. A big congratulations to all of the winners. On behalf of Global CIO Forum, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each participant, speaker, and attendee who made this event truly exceptional. The insights shared, the connections forged, and the ideas ignited will carry on. Let's carry forward the spirit of collaboration, learning, and transformation that defines the World CIO 200 community. Stay connected, stay curious, and stay committed to shaping the future of IT leadership. Until we meet again for the grand finale in Baku, thank you and farewell for now.